Hello, today we are going to investigate how to find a line of fit and correlation. We can freehand a line of best fit using a scatter plot, but we're going to use graphing technology. Today I'm going to show you how to use Desmos, but you may also use a graphing calculator. With our first example here, we have a table that represents RE's algebra test scores. We're going to find the equation of the line that represents the data, and then we're also going to use the data that we're going to get from Desmos in order to look at what's called a correlation or a relationship between the input and the output. So the first thing we're going to do if we're looking at Desmos is we're first going to select table. We're going to go to add an item, and we are going to add a table. This will allow us to enter all of the X and Y values into our Desmos here. So we're going to enter those in, and we're entering those in as a relationship of inputs and outputs. So we have 184, we have 283, 386, 488, 587, and 690. Now what we'd like is we'd like our Desmos, our graphing technology, to tell us what this line that represents these points. And if we look at these points here, we can see that when graphed, we have something that looks to have a relationship for which we could sketch a line of best fit. We want an approximate line of best fit that Desmos is going to help us to find. So in order to do that, we are going to enter this into our second field. So into, we are going to enter Y. Bring up my keypad here. We've got Y, and we want to do a subscript. In order to do a subscript, we are going to use this button right here to do a subscript Y. I'm going to arrow out of that. And notice we want an approximation, not an exact equal, so I'm going to use the approximate symbol. And then the equation of the line is y equals mx plus b, but we are approximating that using the x1s and the y1s in our table. So we're going to put mx plus b, except instead of just x, we are going to again have to use that subscript 1, which allows this to be determined based on the x sub 1s and the y sub 1 relationship. So y equals mx plus b is the equation of a line. And once we type that in, you'll see that that line is now on Desmos for us. And from there, we also have a few things that are on Desmos, which are going to be super helpful. So if we look at this here, we have an M and we have a B, and we know M is slope, B is y-intercept. And I'm going to approximate these two to answer this part here, which is find the equation of the line that represents this data. So that equation would be y equals our mx plus b. I'm going to say that's about 1.26x plus 81.93. I'm going to round to the nearest hundredth for that piece. The next piece asks us to determine the correlation coefficient. The correlation coefficient here is R. So we're going to look at what is that R here. R is approximately 91 hundredths. Again, I'm using the nearest hundredth. So as I fill in my note sheet here and as you do, we have R equals approximately 91 hundredths. To interpret that, what this tells us is if it's close to 1, then that line of best fit represents that data well. So we have a strong correlation if that R, if that correlation coefficient is close to 1. If that R is positive, we have a positive relationship between our two input-output relationships. So as X increases, so does Y. If R is negative, but close to 1, close to -1, then we've got a relationship that has a negative correlation between the input and the output, but still could be strong. So we have some different words that we can use. Correlations can be positive or negative. They can be weak or strong, dependent on how close they are to the absolute value equal to 1. So here we have a correlation coefficient of 91 hundredths. So this represents a number close to 1, so this represents a strong correlation. And it is also positive. So this will tell the reader that the correlation, well, actually I'm going to say the line of fit represents the data well. And we can also say that as our inputs or X increase, so do the Y or outputs. Okay. We've got another question here, and this is asking us to estimate Ari's next algebra test score. Well, here's the good thing that we find when we use Desmos, we have an equation of a line, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to use that equation of the line in order to determine what is Ari's next algebra test score. So let's go ahead and look at the test scores here. Here we have tests and we have outputs. So we are going to find what is the next test score. The next test score in sequential order would be the 7th test. So in order to determine that, we are going to go ahead and evaluate what that would be when for Ari's 7th test. So I'll give you a moment to go ahead and do that calculation. And then we'll check that together to see if we are in agreement. So when we calculate that, we get approximately 90.75, and I'm going to leave it as that because I'm not told how to round in one way or another. All right, let's go ahead and look at a second example here. In this second example, we have a table, and the table that represents a company's spending on advertising X and sales Y. Both are in thousands of dollars. We're going to find the equation that represents this data. So I'm going to keep this here on my Desmos because I can use that again. And I'm going to clear out my table here, and I'm going to enter my new points. Actually, maybe I'll just go ahead and add. Let me start from the beginning so you can see this again. We're going to add item, add that table, and again, we're going to enter those input-output relationships. I would encourage you to do this with me or come back and rewatch the video and work through those so that you can ensure that you can do this when you have your assessment. So we've entered the table, we have our X1s and our Y1s. We also then need to enter our second part. So again, looking at those notes, we're going to enter that Y subscript is approximately equal to M X subscript 1 plus B. All right, so again, we can write this equation. We have a slope, we have a y-intercept. So the equation of this line is going to be y equals, and then I'm going to round to the nearest hundredth again. I'm not told how to round. If we're not told how to round, we can certainly take liberties to round in another way. I'm going to take the hundredth on both of those. The correlation coefficient, again, we are looking for R very close to 1 here. And let's go ahead, I'm going to zoom out here so we can see how close these points are to that line of best fit. And definitely this line of best fit is very close to all those lines. It's representing it very well, which is definitely showing us here that we're close to 1. So we've got a very strong correlation. This line represents this very well. Very similar to our explanation in our last one. Let's make that grammatically correct in our last one. Okay, so very similar here. If we wanted to find out, oh, you know what? I should change this I should be writing in thousands of dollars. So let me go ahead and change my slope and y-intercept here, because otherwise I do not have an accurate output for thousands of dollars. So if I wanted to write this slope in thousands of dollars, that would be $9,714 plus $112,286. So please note that change because it is in thousands of dollars, and my equation should then represent that. So what brought me around to that is if I wanted to know, for instance, how much should this company spend if they are wanting to make $230,000 in sales, we could then input that into our Y. Or if we wanted to know how many sales can the company expect to make if it spends $20,000 in advertising, we could substitute that into the X and answer specific questions based on scenarios for that. All right, looking at this next one, we're going to use Desmos again in order to find this line of best fit for this data. Similar setup here, except instead of giving a table, we're given a graph. So let's go ahead and enter again, table, and we're going to put all of these points into our table. So we've got here, our intervals are going up by 100. Here our intervals are going up by 500, so definitely look at those intervals so that you have the correct ordered pairs as you're entering those in Desmos. So this ordered pair would be 100, 1000, and we have 300, 2000. Here we have 500, 3000, 600, 3000, 700, 4000, and 800, 4000. And we want to find the line of best fit here. So again, Y subscript 1. This is an estimate. Just let me arrow out of that subscript. And we've got M. We want to take all of the X1s from our table plus B. All right, so our equation of this line of best fit let me write that in here. We're going to have Y equals 4 and 41/100 X plus 627 and 45/100. So that will be our line of best fit based on Desmos. All right, I would like you to try this next question using Desmos. So on your note sheet, if you had that printed, if you don't have it printed, you could still answer it. You just may want a piece of graph paper handy or sketch a graph. You're going to sketch this data using a scatter plot. And you are going to use the linear regression model either on the graphing calculator or on Desmos to find the line of best fit and then estimate the cost for a smoothie using 8 ounces of fruit. And then I would like you to compare it to the estimate from your graph. So there are 2 different values you're going to submit, and you'll see this on your Schoology exit ticket for today. With your graph, what do you expect the cost of that smoothie to be? And then with your line of best fit using graphing technology, what is that if you use the equation that you are given? So this question you are going to answer as part of your exit ticket today, along with doing some more practice using linear functions and also linear regression on your Big Ideas assignment.